Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
And 3.
Number 2.
Number 1. Woo-hoo. America. You miss us? Don't answer. Haven't been that long. I know, it's actually shorter than last time. Anyway, we are back, and you are.
You're welcome.
Absolutely welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Thank you. If we yawn a little today, we lost an hour's sleep last night, man.
Right. You see, I like it and I don't. I'm okay with the longer day.
Yeah.
You know, but for the next 3 days, every time I'm thinking of the time, my mind is going to go, wait, is that old time or new time? And, when I woke up this morning, I was trying to figure out how much I slept. And it's like, okay, wait, I went to bed at 10 and that's 11 o'clock new time. But then I woke up at 8. Well, wait, what time did I go to bed? Was that old time or new time?
And now at least it's not as bad as in the old days because all of our phones reset.
Right.
Most of us use, most of us now use phones. Few of us use alarm clocks. So
excluding my father, who we went to his house for lunch today. My daughter was in for the weekend from school, and I told him, I said, call him and let him know we're on the way. And his first response was, already?
Oh, he said, okay.
And I said, no, you don't know the time changed.
Time to spring.
Showing up at 10:30 for lunch.
Spring forward, Pop. Yeah. Although my older son, actually, he tries to do things healthy. He along the way started putting his phone. Oh, he doesn't keep his phone in his room when he goes to bed at night, which is pretty smart. I mean, I wish I could do it myself, but now I need to listen to something. But I guess for sleep patterns, like he just couldn't. Yeah. Phone's there, just keep. So he just doesn't. He doesn't even put it in his room. So he operates on an actual alarm clock. So
clock. Yeah, I sleep because I have whatever white noise or whatever playing on my phone. But I silence everything or I put it on do not disturb. And because I got you who tends to send text messages late.
Do I now? Okay, I guess I'll do late. Yeah, I'll send text.
Then I got another friend who'll send them like at 5 a.m.
Okay, yeah. Now what? Well, I fuss my wife for that because my wife gets up early. I mean, she gets up early and she'll randomly text like me and my sons, and I know wherever we are, we're all sleeping. And now it just because I'll wake up to a text because I have my phone even if it's silenced. I don't know. I got to vibrate on when I get a text unless I silence the.
No, I put it on do not disturb. Now, the people who are listed, I think, in your favorites will come through. So, like if my kids call or something.
I don't think I got any favorites listed. Does it list it for you?
No, you flag it in your contacts as a favorite.
I don't know that I've never done that. I don't. Everybody's my favorite, y'all. So if
that's it. That's it.
But anyway, so we're a little adjustment there. Doing this on a Sunday. I spent the better part of today at the Houston Livestock and whatever rodeo. Never been before. I've been living in this area for 20 something years, and I've been to a few concerts that, because associated with the Houston rodeo, they have.
The rodeo lasts 3 weeks, I think.
Something like, yeah.
And there's a different concert every night.
My thing hasn't been always just avoid that part of town for the rodeo. I mean, because it just never really appealed to me. Yeah. But my older son is he's in a play now, and it's touring. They go to schools all over the state, and they do like 200 something shows, man. I mean, it's a long, it's about a 5 or 6 month run. But they played the one of the side stages today at I say one of it's I guess the side stage at the rodeo, and so gave us a reason. My wife was laughing, even when they're in their mid-20s, upper 20s, it's sort of like they're always your kids, the things you do.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, bro.
Because we weren't really. I was looking forward to maybe seeing the play because it's kind of funny thing they're doing, but not going to the rodeo, man. I mean, it's, but to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I can see why people do. It's first of all, it's massive. It is,
Yeah.
and I'm there all the time, right? I mean, I've been, but I just didn't have perspective for the fact, how many parking lots are closed, and it's just, think of the biggest fair you ever went to, and then multiply it
Yeah. Yeah.
by several magnitude. It's just all over the place.
Well, my daughter goes to school in Houston, and she went one night this week, and she's gone one or two more times. She's going to see some of the concerts, but I think they're going to go more or to see the livestock and everything. And apparently, when you get tickets
Yeah.
for a concert, you get to go into the arena early, where there's some rodeo activity still going on.
Correct. It's like I said, it's massive. You got NRG, the football stadium,
Right.
okay, and they got stuff going on there. And I think that's where they're going to ride the broncs and ride the bulls and
Hmm.
do all the roping, and that's where the events
Yeah.
happen. Then off a massive NRG complex center, whatever it is. And when I say big, I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to. I mean, it's a massive facility that has all kinds of everything from petting zoos to various animals in
Yeah.
there. And put it this way, if you ever want to buy boots, oh my God, there must be 50 different boot makers.
Well, that's what she said. I asked her about that. I says, are they selling like rodeo style merch, like hats and
Oh,
belt buckles and boots? And she said everywhere.
and it's so funny. It's so funny because apparently and I guess it's a thing. If people that go to the rodeo, they got to cowboy it up. And my wife
I
even,
asked her that exact question.
yeah, I mean, and my wife noticed too, and I guess I did after a while, the women get dressed up they're wearing, like, a lot of them are wearing dresses. I mean, not like maybe like evening gowns, but like, dresses
Right.
and boots and boots. I mean, you can't swing pizza on a stick, which they sell along with, and not hit some woman in a dress wearing boots. They're
Well,
everywhere.
yeah. My daughter wore her boots, and she's wearing her other boots this week.
There you go.
They used to do something here in Tiger Stadium, some big country music weekend on Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And yeah, Baton Rouge has no culture of its own. So they just try to steal everybody else. So then it was like that. Everybody, the straight legs, jeans and belt buckles and cowboy hats, and even these, rhinestone shirts. Stuff. Yeah,
Well, and the thing is, and I'd heard before, and it's true, so much food, so much, just everything you can possibly think of. And I'm not saying I don't want this to sound bad, but like very little of it good. Like so, now we had nice like had some places there were pretty good food. I had like shrimp, a shrimp platter and something. My wife had pulled
Mhm.
pork sandwiches, so that you can get good food. But the specialty is, think of, it's like people got casse drunk and just said, "Hey, how about we roll this and put that in some dough and fry it and put a stick in it and put some powdered sugar on it. You think somebody's gonna buy that? Cool, yeah, they're gonna buy that, dude. More food on a stick,
I guess is walking around food.
and they sell those big damn turkey legs.
That grosses me out.
They had a guy standing there, man, because it was drizzling for a little bit today. So we were kind of under a covered area, walking around, and yeah, it's this guy, like a normal looking guy, and he's standing there with two, three women talking. Dude just got a big old. He just eating on a turkey leg like he'd be sipping on a
Yeah,
Coke,
you'll
and
see that at Disney all the time, and it just I don't know why. It just makes
gross.
it nasty to me.
I don't like turkey to start off with. A big old roasted turkey leg. But yeah, they had one booth. And when I say booth, I mean they're big. They're again. I was totally floored by just how much stuff. People always say you could take a full day. You could take the better part. I'm not gonna say I don't know, but maybe like no 12-hour day, but dude, it take you hours to literally walk around and just check out everything that they got. But one place is pizza, and I was thinking this was like a laboratory or something, man. These guys, You get like a pickle pizza.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, it looked kind of. I could see taking about a half a slice of a pickle pizza. See,
I'm not a pickle person, but they've got pickled everything now too,
right.
though.
Yeah, and everything you can imagine on those pizzas. But then you go inside where the again, first you just floored with all the food, all the drink, all the gear. I mean, like I said, hats and boots, and they got people in there like mattress firm is in there. They bought mattresses. Weird. It's sort of like one of these things don't fit. There's a bunch of John Deere tractors. There's a bunch of whatever, and then mattresses. You know,
Mattresses must be the most, the biggest markup in the world. They
they
got
do.
countless mattress shops around here.
Well, somebody was a comedian or
They're
somebody.
always going out of business, though.
Well, was that somebody said some comedian basically said something about it has to be money laundering. He says, look, how many mattress stores are in town, and you never see anybody in any of them.
Right.
But
I mean, how many mattresses do you buy in your lifetime? It's not like I've bought a few. I've bought a few.
Boughton, that's
Bought.
I know what that means. So we get inside today, and it's funny. You got all this nice stuff, but then when you get inside that arena, start smelling the animals, man. I
Yeah.
mean, they got full on a bunch of animals in there. Some bulls and a bunch of sheep, and we sat there and watched for a little while just because, like, oh, never seen this. Sheep herding dog competition.
That's kind of cool.
The only time I'd ever seen this in my life is the movie Babe.
Oh,
Remember the movie Babe?
uh-huh. Yeah.
Teaches the
Yeah,
pig.
when a
Because
pig did.
me and my wife laughed. We sat down. I said, "That'll do, pig. That'll do."
Well, my daughter saw something, and she said it's like 3, 4, 5-year-old kids riding sheep, and they call it mutton blasting or something.
Mutton busting.
Mutton busting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the
And
goal to see how long you can stay on
right,
the.
and they're padded up. I mean, they've got helmets on and vests, but these kids, they'll hang on, man.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it was. We walked around and went, oh, okay, I could see coming back, and
But
it
my
doesn't.
question was about, like you talk about the smell. I said, okay, so in NRG itself, that's where the concerts are, but they've also got the rodeo on the
Yeah.
floor there, which is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
field. And I said, well, where's the performer? I said, so do you get floor seats and go, run
No.
around? He said,
No.
no, they pull out a big stage.
It's a round state. It's a
Yeah.
theater in the round.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
a star-shaped thing.
right, and then you don't get to sit on the actual field.
Right.
That's where the stage goes. So even where the animals are, so you're not going to be
Hmm.
walking around where the animals are.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, if you like who you go and see, you're going to like it. I'm not a big fan of the rodeo shows because they're very tight. It's 60 minutes, man. Boom. That's it. I mean, it's almost like a corporate gig. They're
Yeah,
getting
it's like the casino shows too. I mean, there's a hard on, a hard start and a hard stop on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So,
So they do that. But yeah, they got some good stuff coming up. I would say my wife's going to see Kelly Clarkson a week from I think it's next Saturday. And they
yeah,
got
my
a bunch
daughter's
of
going
guys.
to
They got
see.
Luke Bryan playing.
So she's going to see Megan Maroney, I
Yeah,
think
so
is
I
her
don't know.
name, and then she might go see Chris Stapleton.
I look at the list and there are a couple names I recognize, some I don't. Tim, I
She
think
said some of that like whatever she went to see this week, I think she paid like $35 for the ticket. Then day of, some of her friends got tickets, for $9.
I'm sure you can. I mean, but like I said, there
She's
there
waiting to
are
see if
there
she
got
can
to be
get
a hundred. There got to
tickets.
be. It's 100,000 plus
Right,
walking
right.
around there easy. And made you kind of look like we can cringe a little bit, like walking through. And again, it's all nice and I was concerned about the restroom situation, but they handled that pretty well. They got restrooms available in the big buildings, but then they also have, I guess, almost like some, if it's possible to have an upscale outdoor portalet type of situation where it's
Yeah,
like
they've got ones with yeah. I've been to events that had them even got a bathroom attendant in there,
kind of, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the toilet's actually flush, and
So that's it. That's what they
there's a
got.
lavatory and there's AC in there and stuff.
So
So
yeah, you know the age we're at. It's like, oh, don't worry about
yeah,
what's the bathroom situation going to be like
yeah,
there. But that was good. The walking out and one area there's an area and there's a lost and found, and then there's a section right next to it for lost children.
Mm.
And at first you went, oh man, that's rough. But then when you get out there, you realize, bruh, it's a freaking zoo, man. I
Well,
mean,
I would imagine if you get separated, that's it.
I don't know. I mean, I hope wouldn't want to hope nobody has to find out. But there's a lost kid section that made you, oh man, that's a little rough. But so yeah, my son they performed 3 shows. It was like at 11, noon, and 1. And I guess, tight. And the show's about a 45-minute show.
Yeah.
So it's pretty tight, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, and I make comments about it too. I talked about like the bands in Nashville, how tough a gig it is. But at least in Nashville, the people they're pretty much in the bar. They're not coming and going. And
Right.
a lot of times they'll get sucked into music, and music will get your attention. When you're
Yeah.
putting on a play, and it's a musical, but 20 minutes of it is music, 20, it's not all sung, there's
But
dialogue.
is it a ticketed event?
Well, no, they could just come into, no, this was just one of the side things. It's just like there'd be a
So
band
people
playing
can walk in and out.
and it's an open area. Okay. And big, and dude, 30 yards from there is like a tilt-a-wheel. All right. And then half, and it's a decent sized stage. It's a nice stage, and the sound system was good. But I mean, what people like you're putting on a play in a freaking at a fair, okay? It's at a fair, and they did a great job. Like we started off, the first show was the quietest, okay? I mean, and that actually ended up being cool, right? The second show was probably the best one. By the time they did the third show, and we kind of popped in and out, we would walk around and then come back to see because I'd never seen the show. Dude, they're doing a show to, just a group that's sort of coming and going, kids that are paying attention, not paying attention. People walk in, they watch 5-10 minutes, leave, and I'm like, man.
Were there seats?
Where they were was more like picnic tables.
Okay.
So be sort of an outside.
At least if there were seats, you could, some people would come and say, "Hey, I'll just get your seat right here."
Well, that's what they were doing. And then, but some people would eat. They grab food and it's a place to go eat. So they'd sit down, they're eating. But, look, it's just
it's basically, a choir singing in a mall type environment.
kind of, and they're good. I give them credit, man. I was impressed. The people are just, they're, but that's my thing, man. Boy, if you're a musician or you're in theater or something, and these kind of settings, you better have thick skin and have an ego that can take, like you're out there working your butt off, and they won't get another car.
I would just think you've got to have a level of concentration too, more so than a musician. I mean, at least musician, you playing stuff. This
and you got to know the lines, right?
Taking cues off
and,
of people,
and the cue, and exactly, and it's back and forth, and into music and out of music, and then the music is it's a soundtrack that's somebody's, waiting to play the music at the right time. It's cool. I enjoy watching these type of productions, but so it's all good. Now where I stood out a little bit, so my wife and I, it was a long day, man. So we got up, went to 7:00 mass this morning, did that.
Oh, dude, it's like 6:00.
Correct. It felt early. And they say, well, we wanted to get there because I didn't know because it does get kind of crowded. But again, I've never been 20-something years I've lived here. I've never actually gone to the actual rodeo. So we get out there and probably roll into the parking lot. And it shows you how big it is. Now, some of the parking lots are taken with the rodeo, but they have a couple of the massive, but they fill up like midday parking lots. So like parking is an industry around that area this time. I mean, it's just crazy. But we got there early enough.
What does it cost to park there?
25 plus tax.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, my friend or my coworker who's going, I'm gonna give her the lowdown on it.
Yeah, well, no, but here's the deal. Depends what time you get there. If you think we parked there, it's called the yellow parking lot, which is which is supposedly the most convenient. That thing fills up first. That thing, and it's a bit. Don't get me wrong. When I say fills up, it's not like it's 300 cars. I mean, it's a few thousand cars. It fills up. And then there's another. So there are two parking lots that are open. They're going to fill up. But almost every place of business, it looks like down Main Street or whatever, has parking and shuttles. You just got to give yourself time
Yeah.
to get there. But we get there early, get on the little shuttle, and thankfully the rain held off for a while. We walk in, and it's kind of cool. This massive place, and you can't do it with Disney because everybody gets to Disney early, but my wife and I are both reminded, all right, in life as a general rule, get there early.
Yeah.
Get there early and leave early. Get there early and leave when people are still coming in. All right.
Right. You want to, there's a magic to timing the exit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we could see it was getting thick. I could tell because around the time all the players were over and stuff. And when we did a couple things and my wife wanted to hang around and get something to eat and, ordered the food, whatever. And it took a little while standing there and the crowds were getting bigger and bigger. And I told her, oh man, it's turning into hell. She said, shut up. I said, because she knows I'm going to go off the deep end. When I start, I go, oh, yeah, we missed it. I wanted to escape being in this, but we walk in early. So we're there. I don't know. It's 10 a.m. A little before 10, we get there. This is the parking lot area. We usually tailgate. I told my wife, I said, I'm normally drinking a beer around, this. That's the time of the, she's like, well, get your beer. I'm like, all right. So I walk up and the guys are still setting up, the beer dudes. I'm like, bro, you open? Yes, I am, man. You're my first.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You got money, I got beer.
yeah. So, but then the funny thing is, so, I get my nice little, well, I didn't keep it, little commemorative plastic Houston Rodeo cup with my thing of Lone Star beer at 10 o'clock in the morning and walk over toward the, the play where they're setting up and everything. And I look around and tell my wife, am I the only degenerate out here drinking a beer right now? She says, I'm sure you're not.
Like
Says, I'm sure you're not, but you're the only one I see. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, probably, let me
give
go.
it a minute. You'll find somebody else.
Let me go meet my son's coworkers at 10 o'clock in the morning with a beer in my hand. Yeah, it was, but all good. It was, I kept telling us that, if it starts raining a little bit, it would help the crowd. And that actually happened for the second show. They had a slight drizzle. So parents with kids just come, looking for shelters. And there you go.
Yeah. That's
the audience.
So how in the convention center or wherever, do they put dirt in there?
It's various things in the convention center. A bunch of it on the outside is carpeted with whatever. In the center, it's dirt. The thing where the sheep are herded and stuff is basically wood shavings.
All right, I guess they put something under it so it's easier to get out.
I don't know, man. I was thinking
Literally
about that.
Not their first rodeo.
There's a nice. Technically, actually, it is not their first rodeo. No, and so much of it is volunteer. I mean, a huge amount of the workers there are volunteer. And, all the food things and all the drink things, that's all companies that, restaurants and stuff. So they're there. You know what I'm saying? I want to say probably the janitorial group there is probably NRG employees.
Yeah.
But so
why
much
volunteer.
Dude, I don't know what they get out of it, but boy, they love it. Oh, look, I mean, they do thousands of volunteers driving the tractors and doing whatever they do, welcoming you like you're going to Disney. I'm like, yeah, I was amazed. The volunteers are so damn happy. Welcome to the rodeo.
So my wife is going next week, and I took a hard pass on that. The Savannah Bananas are in New Orleans.
There you go.
So she's going to that, and I think they get volunteers to go work it, or they'll hire kids and stuff.
I get it. We've talked about those guys before.
Yeah.
I get it, and I don't get it. It doesn't. I'm sure. I'll throw it in there like hockey. I'm sure if anybody ever gets me to a match, they tell me that hockey's just an amazing thing to watch live. I'm not tempted, but I'm sure. And the same thing with the Savannah Bananas. They tell me it's extremely entertaining.
It's like the Globetrotters to me, but yeah, I don't know. I have zero desire to go.
Maybe so. But
I don't know. I went to a regular basketball game a couple weeks ago, and I was in a suite at LSU, and that was okay. But
yep. Well, we got about halfway through the podcast, Juan. We didn't talk about any of the crap going on in the world, but
no,
the crap still is going on in the world.
Some there, some here.
Apparently, we're still blowing. Apparently, they're
still blowing stuff up. They've got I saw today that Iran has a new, whatever they call it, supreme leader, which is the son of the old one.
The son of the old one, but then they're saying they haven't sworn him in yet. He's
It's gonna be a
hiding.
dangerous gig.
They got him in a tunnel somewhere, but you know, I don't know where they got him, but I bet you Israel knows where they got him. It's just a matter of, which one. But yeah, but that's the thing with America. We have such a short attention span that, right? It just jumps from nobody's talking about the Epstein list anymore,
No.
right? And you might almost think that some of this stuff is on purpose, because that starts coming out hot and heavy. Then we got to go to war, and then Obama's sitting somewhere, starts talking about aliens, and it's all
All I know is my gas prices went up. So
So yeah, I didn't tank up. I didn't have to tank up any. How I'm so tired of
it went
that
up
too.
about 70 cents here.
Wait, it went up 70 cents a gallon already?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
man.
a week and a half ago, whatever. I don't get gas often, and yeah, I drive a mile to work.
But to
So,
say, I mean, yeah, you got
uh, um, and like one morning or whatever, I went to get gas at lunch, and it was like 2.25, and the by that evening it was like 2.90 something.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, and right now it's 2.99. It's
Oh, I'm cringing, man, because my car,
And I guess nobody wants to break the $3 mark because
um,
usually you'll see here in all the gas stations I
mine
pass in
will.
different ways, they're all 2.99.
No, my dang car needs
Yeah, you got the
premium.
premium.
Yeah, so God only knows. So I'll go get a second mortgage. Oh, I timed it wrong, man, because I'm low. I'm low for me. I'm in the double digits miles left. Yeah,
Oh,
my
how many miles to
miles
empty?
to empty. I'm below 100 miles. I'm at, oh geez, that's gonna be cringe. That's gonna be about as expensive as the food and the beer we got today. Whoo, man, just get ready, y'all. It's not that expensive to get into the rodeo, but ball when you're there, whoo, man, beer's $12,
Now
$13.
it's everything's on concessions, man.
You
Uh,
know,
we went and had some crawfish yesterday for the first time. Just went to a local restaurant that had it, and it wasn't that expensive. I mean, it was $7 a pound boiled in the restaurant, which isn't terrible.
okay. I
Um,
I don't eat
but
I don't eat crawfish in a restaurant. I
I'm very particular on where I'll eat it, and I know
yeah,
this one's good. It's the only one I've ever,
okay.
really found that I will roll the dice on. But then, so I guess not this week, but next week is spring break at my daughter's school,
Okay.
and they're driving somewhere like down South Florida. They're going to leave Friday like at lunchtime, and then they're going to stop here Friday evening. And all the friends from everywhere else said, "Oh, we want to, get your dad to do a crawfish boil." I said, "Do they want crawfish or they want a boil?" I said, "That's two different things." I said, "I'll take
Right.
you out to a restaurant, but I'm not boiling crawfish in the evening when y'all get here."
That's a mess.
I
That's
said,
a
"Yeah."
look.
I said, "I'll get Mr. Dave to boil y'all some crawfish."
I'll do shrimp, man. I boil shrimp. Yeah, that's what I've. It's not that it gets
I
it's
love boiled shrimp.
no. I did that on Friday. I'm a
Yeah,
Catholic, bro.
yeah,
Catholics, we gotta sacrifice no meat on Friday, so I boiled shrimp.
yeah. That was a great sacrifice.
I know, but yeah, I don't mind crawfish. But bro, the older I get, when I eat the crawfish, it makes my fingers swell. There's too much
Well, it's
salt.
just so much easier to do. I mean, you can go buy a few pounds of crawfish. Bam, if you got a good pot, you can boil it on your stove.
Right? Yeah,
But
yeah. I just throw
the
I a bunch of 5, 6, 7 pounds of well, 7 pounds is a lot.
mhm.
5, 6 pounds of shrimp. Knock it out. All good.
We went, I'm a Catholic, we went to a funeral yesterday. A friend of mine's father passed away suddenly. And I don't know, maybe like it's the priest at the parish you go to where's he from?
The parish I go to.
Yeah. Like all of them here are Indian.
Yes, heavy man. Listen,
And dude, and it's my dad now has to watch on TV because he can barely hear to begin with, and he says he can't understand a thing in the church, in Pankerville. And so this guy was Indian, and it was, you're sitting there, and it's like not that it makes you understand more, but I feel like I'm bending over to get closer to him. and
Yeah.
it's exhausting just trying to understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot. Yeah, it varies. The priest I was with this morning is a friend. Actually, is a good friend of my wife. Is Indian, and then another parish we go to it's Vietnamese. You
Yeah,
get
we
the
used to have a
occasion.
Vietnamese here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, that's one of the upsides of Catholic is besides when they get up there and do the homily, you pretty much know.
yeah, you got it all.
You know what they do now, and it's every church. I say every church. Two of the four. There are four Catholic churches relatively close to me. Two that we go to more often than not, three. But this people started, and you get you spoiled, putting out all the readings and all the responses projected on the walls.
Oh, do they? All right, yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
got
like,
that.
and the thing for the songs, for the
Yeah,
song. Yeah, man, it's like
yeah. My church, all the lyrics are up on the wall.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, at first I thought like, oh man, don't do that. We're Catholic. We
yeah,
don't play that game. And then it's like, oh, it kind of helps. Okay.
yes, confidence monitor, what they call it, man.
Because I used to just like, blah, 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 and I'd sing the parts on you. Nobody ever knew the second verse of anything.
No, no. You got the first, maybe you got the couple of lines leading into the chorus.
You know,
But that they always talk about how smells will take you back, and we've talked about this. I was an altar boy when I was a kid, and so when they came out towards the end of the funeral with the incense to,
oh man.
I guess to bless the coffin, and I said, "Oh man, it takes me back." I remember when when you're an altar boy and you got to serve a funeral. Yeah, we'd fight to be the person to go in the back to light the coal.
You got to coach. You
For
got to
the
coach.
incense burner.
You got to coach those kids too, because man, you can smoke out of church. You
Oh
can.
yeah, yeah. Because we had a little candle, and you have to light it. And
We were at something sometime in the last year, and I forget what the situation was. And they came out with the incense, and man, whoever it was, they went a little heavy on the incense, and I found a couple of old ladies left. Got up and had to walk out because they couldn't freaking breathe. I mean, and I was catching myself going, hey, now.
Put that extra spoonful too
Stop
many.
that ka-chink, 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 walking around. Hey, we got it. We got it. That smell's going to be here for a while, but, just what we do, what we do for the Lord, bro. We're talking about
That's it.
eating. Did you see? And it's just, man, makes you shake your head. You see, it went viral. The CEO of
What I've
McDonald's.
heard, and I know where you're going, so continue. Go ahead.
So all kinds of things here. So the CEO of McDonald's is on some morning show. He's on video. He's sitting somewhere, and I don't even remember or know if he could have been like a Good Morning America, could have whatever the heck he was doing.
Yeah.
And I guess McDonald's is rolling out a new or what the big arch.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I didn't see I've heard people talking about it, but I never did pay attention enough to know what it
Okay.
entailed. So
Which
this
is
is going to
always
be new
funny
for
to
me
me
as
when
well.
something like a McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever. Oh, they're rolling out a new. Stop it. Just serve the same crap we've always liked forever. You don't need to but they gotta make a big deal. So it's the big arch, and I don't know what makes it different. He's trying to explain what it is, and it's a big, it's a bigger sandwich. I guess it'd be like the biggest sandwich that McDonald's is going to be
Yeah.
offering right now. Well, a couple of things are just weird when you're watching this before it even starts, because you're looking at this guy thinking that's the CEO of McDonald's. The dude looks anemic. He's very very light complected with I just want to call it an unfortunate haircut. It's hard to describe. It was neat, but just the dude looks like no, that guy is not. If you told me this was the CEO of like a sparkling water company or a vitamin water company, but McDonald's, no. So they're just talking about it, and it's like hire a spokesman, man. I mean, and this is delicious, we've seen it. Then he's referring to it as our the product. Dude, you don't call it a product. It's a freaking burger, man. You're holding a hamburger. You're talking about a hamburger.
Yeah. Product is an appetizing word.
Right. The product. And he says, well, and I'm gonna take a bite of this, but I'm gonna actually have this for lunch today. And I'm thinking, you're not that. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's like, I don't know. It's 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I think you ain't saving that burger. But then he goes to he takes a bite. Juan, when I tell you, imagine you're trying to make a 5-year-old eat something that they don't want to eat and you're going to make them taste it. Dude takes the littlest, this big
A
old
little
burger.
tiny bite.
He takes the littlest tiny. It, it looked like he was uncomfortable eating it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so guess what? I mean, it's bad when immediately it goes viral. It's everywhere. Everybody.
Right. Well, that's what I heard. They're saying he didn't know how to eat a burger or doesn't even like it.
It was the worst. And then he came back and tried to laughter, and they're trying to do all kinds of damage control now. But it's like, bro, you're McDonald's. You're McDonald's. Come on, man. We're not even You think about McDonald's, man. You're not looking for great.
No.
Right. You're not eating a McDonald's burger thinking,
Right. I'm not sure that the CEO or that a new burger warrants the CEO doing the media rounds.
Exactly. Like, do you think people who don't
send a
eat,
couple to Trump, he'll eat them
man?
on camera.
Oh, I can't believe he didn't make. I guarantee you, Trump takes a bigger manly bite out of a burger than this dude is. Man, you're the CEO of the company making millions of dollars. You take a big honking bite of.
Yeah.
Or here's what you don't. Here's what you do. Just don't get on camera. Don't do it. Hire Mike Rowe to eat your burger.
Right. You get somebody, let the anchors sample it.
But here's my thing. It's like, dude, do you think that somebody who doesn't eat McDonald's already is gonna, McDonald's they've been in the lab coming up with some special.
Yeah. Well, Burger King this week, they're improving the Whopper. It's going to be a lot better. Different bread.
Maybe they will, man. Here's the deal. If they want to get me, just say, hey, Burger King, we're going to make food like we used to make food. Because Burger King used to be great.
Right. I used to love Burger King.
And Burger King sucks. The Whopper is the one to me that was, I shouldn't say that because McDonald's is the same way. There was a time that a McDonald's Big Mac was freaking, that was, and
these are the things on the Burger King, on the Whopper. They're going to change the bread and they're going to go with a box instead of the paper wrapping because the paper wrapping tends to smush it together.
For who now?
Burger King.
Is that really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad they're in the lab working on that.
Yeah.
Glad they're in the lab because, I think what happened over time is the same thing with Wendy's. If you have
Wendy's is in trouble.
Well, yeah, because Wendy's, and I'm pretty sure, and again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not lying. I'm just misinformed. Okay. But I'm pretty sure one of the problems with Wendy's and a lot of these companies is outside investors that get in, and you get activist investors and stuff, and they start cutting stuff and looking for cost saves. And the food, there was a time where, man, hook me up with a Wendy's
right,
double.
because it tasted like real meat. And
then somewhere along the way,
they started, it's like, I don't know, a year or so ago, it was like day part where, what the time you went, or the price was depending on the time you went. So if you went at a busier time, you were going to pay more.
Man, it's a problem. It's we're into the complaining portion of the program, which some would say is the entire program. What happens when you get people that eventually run companies that did not build the companies? They were not part of the culture. It's happening at Southwest. Now, Southwest Airlines they got problems. They got problems. They went from being the only, for a stretch, profitable airline. I mean, Southwest just absolutely kicked butt.
Based on customer service.
And we made fun of some of the Southwest things, but it worked. Our bags flew free, right? They did that cattle call thing, and we get all annoyed, and they can tell it's all coming through now, because now Southwest, you have to get an assigned seat.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the requests for wheelchairs have been cut by like 80%. The thing used to be with Southwest, you before.
Right. You just get a wheelchair and get on.
They'd ask for wheelchair assistance, and all these lying pieces of junk would.
Yeah. On Southwest, there was a time where if you didn't get to board early, you had to be one of the only honest people in line, because it was like, people with children, anybody that needs assistance walking on, anybody who's in the military. And
And there was always, they'd have 10, 15 wheelchair assist to get
Yeah.
on the plane and like 3 to get off. So it was just it was nonsense. But okay, well, I want to come back to Southwest, but the same, United does the same thing, and it annoys me. And most of the time with United, almost always United, I'm quote unquote first boarding. Okay, so if I'm upgraded first class, I am, but then I'm million miler and stuff, so I'm boarding 1. You think that means I'm the first group that gets on the plane, huh? No, I'm like number 7. I ain't lying, dude. It is who they start off with. They start off with needing assistance, and they're very vague with the need assistance. Some people are like, okay,
Right. I don't think that any of them will challenge anybody.
okay. So they do the need assistance stuff, whatever. Then they do. Okay, I'm not going to complain about the military. Thank you for your service. Da da da. Then they do um whatever the big one is. Not oh darn it. It's some if you've been flying forever, it's beyond, I'm a million miler and I don't even count. It's whoever's like on top of that. Then it's like people with children 2 or under, which annoys me too. They should board last. I'm sorry. They really should. If you've got a child,
Yeah. I'd want them on the plane as short a time as possible.
100%. Because you're going to be sitting on the plane 30 to 40 minutes minimum before we take off. Really? You want to stick that 18-month-old? Okay.
Yeah.
So then they do what's called 1K, which I'm not even 1,000. I'm a flyer, and I could sneak on there if I wanted to because they never check that. And then they get around to 1. So I'm literally, okay, maybe I'm the 5th, the 6th, thing to board. But it's just, it's annoying. But Southwest is, they're having problems now. Go figure with boarding, because not only are people, it used to be you got in, you would find a seat. You didn't mess around with Southwest. I mean, even if you were early boarding, when you got on the plane, you went grab a seat. You got settled. Well, now, I got an assigned seat. I'm gonna take my damn time. But now they're charging for bags. So all of a sudden, people are not checking bags like they used to. So they're trying to bring the bags on board. Well, here's a little known fact. The Southwest planes, most of them, were not really designed well for big bags. Or they don't.
Good point, because if the bags fly free, you could stick them under.
They don't have the
little stowing area.
They've got big bins, but like you can't. Apparently, a lot of them you can't put the suitcases
deep, long ways,
where you could put maybe 3, 4 in each bin. So you have to put them, vertical, vertical or horizontal. Sorry, horizontal.
Yeah.
And guess what? They fill up fast. So now you got people, they got a seat, but they got a bag they brought on.
They got to go way in the back to put the bag.
So their flights are now leaving later, and it's a cascading. Same thing. I would like to be traveling next week because, I'm traveling. It's typically for business. And when I'm traveling, it's a good thing. But kind of almost not upset that I'm not with what's going on.
They showed today in New Orleans. I think it was like a 3-hour.
Houston Hobby here a little while ago. I jotted down. They had somebody that posted that just to check bags. If you're checking a bag at Houston Hobby, and Houston Hobby is about the size of New Orleans. Intercontinental is huge. It's way bigger than New Orleans, but Houston Hobby is about the size. It's a Southwest hub is what it is.
Was today like a call-in sick day or something?
I don't know, man.
I think it was a planned out.
Those of you that have not been paying attention, our government apparently is in another whatever it is, shutdown. And last time they got by a lot, because I was traveling a lot when they were supposedly slowed down, and it wasn't a big issue. But this time it is. It said today at Hobby, just up the road from me, to check a bag was an hour and a half.
Yeah, they said, I just saw something, I think it was from yesterday, where it was saying if you were planning to fly to New Orleans today, get that 3 hours ahead.
Now, here's what I don't understand, and maybe that's a lie. I don't know why checking a bag would take that long, because you checking a bag, those are all airline employees.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know, it all got packed up. But they said regular security, if you weren't a TSA, a clear, or like if you didn't, they said clear and stuff was 90 minutes. I mean, so the absolute
walks through.
Right. They said regular security was like 4 hours. Man. I was looking in New Orleans. There are lines outside the airport into the
Yeah,
parking lot.
I saw the picture and I didn't even recognize that was the New Orleans airport because it was so many people. I just thought it was some event going on.
Now, those of you that don't travel much and don't whatever, and don't sit there feeling smug, saying, "Oh, I'm glad it's good." That the people you got to be ticked off at are our politicians,
Yeah.
because there are. Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna go next level with my complaints here. We're complaining about something that shouldn't exist in the first place. TSA is a
Well, they
joke.
want it to be a point of pain.
Correct. That's what's happening. TSA is kabuki. You could have done what TSA is supposed to be doing with about 1/10 the personnel, and it's just become another massive government agency. All right,
Hmm.
it does. It's. I can tell you why. It's not really doing anything, because if they were stopping all these things, that's all you'd hear about.
Right.
All you all you would hear about is all the things they stopped and all the people, and it's never that.
Right. It's the least qualified people in the world,
Well,
doing the job.
and I'm not even talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate it, but here's what. Yeah, but yeah, I will go along with the fact that more than not of the TSA people I interact with, I'm thinking, I don't know that I would hire you to run much of anything.
Yeah, much less keep you safe.
Well, so that's what they're doing. So I'm annoyed that it's there in the first place, but what they're doing now is, again, making it a pain point, and it's our freaking government. Like that's an annoying thing. So I'm gonna bet that the Somali daycares are still being funded. I'm gonna bet, right? I'm gonna bet that the fraud spigot is still wide open. That thing's still humming. But yeah, if you're trying to get home for the holidays, or you're trying to do whatever, no, you're stuck. You know. And then again, like I said, it's a cascading thing. People are missing flights, and
Yeah.
airlines can only, right?
And so one of my daughter's roommates and teammates, well, they were off this week from swim. So that's why a lot of them went home this weekend. And so this girl's from Chicago and she flew home Thursday night, but was flying back this morning. I was supposed to be back in Houston for 9 a.m., but now she's not getting back to like 8 tonight because of delays and flight cancellations and stuff out of Chicago.
And those of you that have not lived that life, and don't get me wrong, and I don't want to say, I guess some of this is first world kind of, complaints, but dude, there are few places more miserable to be than airports.
Oh,
When,
dude, it's terrible when you're waiting and your flight's on time.
I mean, when it starts stacking up and you realize that it's like a just in time production line. It's
Hmm.
supposed to flow, and man, when
Yeah.
it stops, oh,
All right. When one cog breaks, everything behind it shuts down.
goodness gracious. So that's what's happening. So good luck to those of you when this podcast comes out. Hopefully you're not listening to it stuck in an airport
Stuck in an
somewhere, and
airport.
you guys are gonna be going along. Um, something I jotted down, and this is I gave free advice to our government, to the administration last week, when I told them, whatever you do, don't let Lindsey Graham get behind a microphone. Just whatever it is that you're trying to promote, or if it's something you want people to buy into, please do not let this guy speak anymore. Kind of getting there, man. A guy who I kind of like, but I've had about enough of, is Pete Hegseth. Um, Pete
Yeah,
Hegseth is
he's
the
the,
Secretary of the
the
Department of
Secretary of
War.
War.
Secretary of War. Okay. And I think he's a bright guy. I really do. I mean, you can't, he's articulate. He's been on TV a lot, and he whatever. But man, I, I'm a little tired of the spiking the ball and the just getting behind the podium and just talking about how we are pummeling.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
him the other day and just saw a clip. And look, I'm all for patriotic spirit, but the dude had like an American flag tie on and an American flag pocket square.
it's becoming comic. Okay. And I can only imagine that Trump is telling him, like, egging that on. Okay. But no, man, at some point, when people who have a natural tendency to sort of like, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? Because Okay, I'm jumping all over the place here, but it puts it in line. Bill Maher, who's those of you who don't know who Bill Maher is, he's a comedian. He has a TV show on HBO and stuff, and he's very, very, very liberal, crazy liberal, but he's a smart guy.
All right, by today's terms, by
Right.
today's very what you would call a very very liberal person. He's very moderate.
But he had a show this week, and he had on, I forget who the other guest was, but then he had Adam Schiff,
Yeah,
that
so I know what you're
that
talking about.
wormy guy. And Bill Maher just came out and gave a statement about, well, the president said he does not need authority from whatever to do whatever, whatever, whatever. And then Adam Schiff jumped on it and said, like started disagreeing with it. And then Bill Maher said, well, that's interesting because that was what Barack Obama said
Yeah,
when we were bombing Libya. And it was just great. I mean, I just enjoyed seeing, like, well, good on you for at least showing the hypocrisy of,
yeah.
if one side is doing something, then oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing in the world because it's my side doing it, and then flip over.
That's the most painful thing in the world on politics.
Right.
Again, it depends on and it can change from day to day. You swear that they don't think we've got the internet or videotape
But
anymore.
man, we had some red on red violence this week though with our guy Foghorn Leghorn, Senator Kennedy
Dude,
from from Louisiana.
yeah,
His questioning of now former Secretary of Homeland Security,
right, Christy Nome,
Kristi Noem, who apparently thought it was a good idea to spend $220
20
million.
million.
Let's just round it up to $250 million
Yeah.
on an ad campaign
What was the featuring herself
encouraging people, the
to
illegals,
self-deport?
to self-deport. Now, a couple of funny things were pointed out. Most of those commercials were done in English. Okay. So just from a pure marketing standpoint, you know what? Most of the people that you're really leaning on, you probably ought to do those in a couple other languages besides. And it was basically her. So it came across as just a promo piece for her. Oh, and
Yeah.
by the way, it was a no bid grant.
No bid grant. Yeah.
And it went to people tied to people she was tied to. And the company, the LLC or whatever, they got the bid or got the money, had been in existence for 8 days. It was dang near Somali daycare level, right? It was Stacey Abrams in Georgia level ridiculous. And then so Kennedy kind of calls it out and runs it by and says, well, did you run it
What
by?
was the hearing for? Was it for that?
No, I think it was for something else, man. I think it was just one of these. You got to come in front of us every now and then so we can get our TV time and pretend we're being tough on you. And then she made the biggest mistake of basically saying or alluding or that Trump supported it or Trump approved
Yeah.
it. And Trump lost his ever living mind because he said, I didn't even know about that stuff till I saw it. Right. And not to mention the fact that she's apparently the rumor is she's having an affair with
Well, she wouldn't deny it with one of her staff members.
Lewandowski. He's tied to Trump. Look, here's the deal. And we're being fair here. Let's be fair. We talk about both sides. Like,
but like, hey, that's and good on Kennedy.
Myself, I want credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like if we're just gonna whatever side you on, hey, that's somebody on that side that's taking out the trash. You know, it never goes the other way. So whatever. So you just scratch your head saying, okay, so what do they call her? The border Barbie or whatever.
She's kind of hot.
I don't. You know what's funny? I so many guys say, "Ooh, she's hot." It doesn't do it for me.
But this is so in all of that stuff. I started looking because I guess since they talked about her messing around with Landowski, just seeing pictures of like younger pictures of herself or with her husband and her family and stuff. She's glammed it up in the past couple of years, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just not a good.
So she's
look.
earned the Barbie title.
It's not a good look, man. I mean, you don't, I'm sorry. You came wearing the baseball hat and it's obvious you've been in hair and makeup, literally going on raids. Seriously, you're about a $105, $110, and 10 pounds of that is hair. And you're going on raids. But, so anyway, so she's going to go off and do what she's going to do. While we're talking politics, I guess they got a wrap on the mayor of DeRidder.
Oh man,
Man, so she was found guilty of
the Ritter, Louisiana.
she had file
As she had to register as a sex
as a
offender.
sex offender for
Apparently, she threw a party at her house a couple of years ago for while she was mayor, for her 16-year-old's or her son's 16th birthday. Supplied alcohol and such, and not only supplied it, but apparently was partaking with the kids. Um, and then got a little busy with one of the kids,
yeah.
16-year-old.
Yeah. So not very mayoral, or well, I guess it was like Marion Barry. I mean, that's that would be
Well, no, but then it's like she was texting with the kid's mom and stuff.
so you look, no excuses. We talked about that before. It's kind of one of these. It's weird how you look at it, and it's not. Look, there's no excusing anything, but it's weird how our natural instincts are when you look, because she's an attractive woman, right?
Yeah,
Isn't it funny how if it's an attractive woman that does that, men are like, you know, well, yeah, but it's all that. But the funny thing to me is cracking up because I was text chain with some of my cousins, and one of my cousins is in law enforcement in Lake Charles, which is
okay,
right
yeah,
close
right
to.
near the Ritter.
And I sent a picture, and I think I sent it to you too. It was like, I guess, the mug shot of the mayor. And I said, okay, is the Ritter now the most Louisiana of all the Louisiana? And my cousin's in law enforcement takes the bag and says, the sad part is she was actually a good mayor. He said, but not anymore. I said, all right, yeah.
Well, what I like, one of the key witnesses in the trial was a delivery driver.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, who brought her some medication to her house, and
So yeah, so she's obviously not a master criminal.
right,
Right. You don't do some of these things basically creating a record, but she
yeah.
did. And while we're talking maybe more law enforcement and more people involved with Louisiana, did you see our poor, and I've been waiting every time I see her face show up on something, I just keep thinking it's because she probably apparently finally died. But Britney Spears
Oh man,
was
yeah,
arrested for DUI. And if you're like me and millions of people across the country, when we saw that, we thought, they still let her drive? Like, like
it's
that's what
yeah.
shocked me. Not that she was drunk, but that it's like, wait a
I
minute.
think she's drunk all the time.
She still possesses.
Yeah, I'll see her on Instagram every now and then. And it's like she just likes to dance around in skimpy outfits and post it.
Who she thinks she is? The mayor of DeRidder? Come on, man.
Yeah, can't all be that high powered.
Man, listen. And then last week, I wanted to just something. I was in the gym, and this guy. And first of all, let me start off by saying, hey, man, congratulations. This guy's obviously is in great shape. He's on a machine right across from me. Yeah, I'm doing the old man stuff. I work out not to die. Okay, I'm not in there to, I'm not in there to do whatever. I'm not trying to compete in anything. I would hope to be able to lift my arms above my head when I hit 70. That's what I'm trying to, right?
My dad says, he needs to walk and feed himself, so he works out his legs
Correct.
and his arms.
Yes, you got to keep doing. But this guy he's on a machine across from him. He's got on a sweatshirt, and it's basically he was trying to climb K2, which is, I believe,
No clue.
the second. Okay, K2, because I read the back of the sweatshirt when he turned around. It's the Savage Mountain, second highest on Earth, with 200-mile-per-hour winds or something. So, but on the front of his shirt, it said, "Retreated, not defeated. We'll be back in 2026." And I'm like, bro, you wearing a sweatshirt about something you couldn't do? Now, don't get me wrong, I couldn't do it either.
Right.
But I'm not giving you credit. You didn't.
Right. I'd like to not tell people about that.
Right? If I train like a son of a gun to go climb something, why you want to do that? Whatever. Okay, but you're gonna go climb K2. Okay, you didn't do it. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I'll be back.
You put on a shirt, but apparently that's how many people fail. They sell the sweatshirts.
Yeah, that's a marketing thing right there, man.
Retreated, not defeated. I wanted to lean over to him and say, bro, hey, me and you got a lot in common. I never climbed that mountain either.
Yeah, I wasn't defeated though.
but I'm not wearing a sweatshirt bragging about the fact that I did not climb it.
Yeah.
I'm coming
So
back.
next time you can't go. Next time, yeah, you don't make it. Give me a shirt.
What's he doing? He's trying to intimidate the mountain. Man, look out, mountain! I'm coming back.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
That mountain's just sitting there. Go, bring it, bro. Bring it.
Yeah, that's a
You
little
got
weird.
it. You got it. Well, man, you know what? Buffets are perform. I mean, I think it's yeah. Did we hit your checklist? Did we catch
We got it all, man.
anything?
You know, it's almost like food on a stick at the rodeo.
You can get any kind of name the food. I'll tell you what, the good people of the Houston Rodeo have figured out a way to fry that crap and get it on a stick. You can eat anything on bacon on a stick. Bacon. Yeah. Bacon on a stick. Fat, they call it fat bacon. Fat bacon. Is there any other kind?
I guess it's got to be thick to hold it onto the stick. I don't know.
I did not partake. But the Houston Rodeo has got about 112 different ways to give you diabetes or clogged arteries. Just take it.
Or sticks to gnaw on.
There you go. Yeah, right. You can pick the bacon out of your teeth with the stick you ate it off of. All right, we're gonna push the button. Get on out here. See if any of the stuff stuck to the magic tape in the sky. We hope it did, y'all. If you want to reach us, it's not that hard to do. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And
right here, wherever here happens to be at the moment.
you did it this time. Do it again. It's Spotify. If it's iHeart,
Rinse, wash, repeat.
YouTube's, whatever however you do it, just do it again. And every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, a subtle implication, y'all. It is a freaking
mandate, bro.
Go live your best life. Go live your best life. I tried to do it today.
What else is there to do?
I was drinking a beer at 10 in the morning, watching a play.
That's right. Maybe tomorrow you'll be defeated, but you don't have to retreat it.
You're right. I did not attempt to climb a mountain today. All right. I didn't even attempt to eat the bacon on a stick, but who knows? Maybe next time. I'm coming back.
I totally said that backwards. Maybe tomorrow you'll have to retreat, but you won't be defeated.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I know.
We'll clean that up in the edits, Juan. In the massive edits. All right. So that's it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. We're gonna try to do the same. We'll come back next week, compare notes, see how everything went. So until then, y'all be good. Be careful. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. I don't know if you saw former President Biden was, giving speeches again this week. Apparently he was able to eulogize the late Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
And he commented, he went off on a tangent as he does about how he had a stutter when he was a kid and everybody picked on him. But he let everybody in the room, which included former President Clinton and former President Biden, know that he was smarter than most of the people in the room.
Oh, you mean Clinton and Obama?
Yeah.
He was smarter than them, yeah.
Yeah. And he did kind of insult me on that because he said, if you were born like with clubfoot or something, people didn't pick on you. I had a stutter. And not that I'm saying people didn't pick on me or that people picked on me, but come on,
Why called on you? Dude, I forgot you had a clubfoot.
I had two.
Man, we showed pictures of that one time. Or at least
That's
the thing
right.
you wore.
That's right.
Man, why is Biden picking on you?
So, got nothing else to do, I guess, calling me out. So,
don't vote for him next time. Don't vote for him.
Yeah.
It's over. Go home.